Hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe before starting the video. Who is William Howard Taft? William Howard Taft was the 27th President of the United States, serving from 1909 to 1913. He was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, in 1857 to a prominent political family. His father, Alphonso Taft, was a prominent lawyer and government official who served as Attorney General and Secretary of War under President Ulysses S. Grant. Taft graduated from Yale University in 1878 and went on to study law at the Cincinnati Law School. He practiced law for several years before being appointed as a judge on the Ohio Superior Court in 1887. He later served as Solicitor General and then as a judge on the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals before being appointed as Governor General of the Philippines in 1901 by President William McKinley. Taft's experience as Governor General of the Philippines earned him a reputation as a skilled administrator and diplomat, and he was later appointed as Secretary of War by President Theodore Roosevelt in 1904. As Secretary of War, Taft oversaw the construction of the Panama Canal and helped to modernize the U.S. military. In 1908, Taft won the Republican nomination for president and went on to win the general election. As president, he pursued a progressive agenda that included expanding the Postal Service, creating the Department of Labor, and enforcing antitrust laws. He also pursued a policy of dollar diplomacy, using American economic power to promote U.S. interests abroad. Despite his accomplishments, Taft's presidency was marked by controversy and conflict, particularly with his former mentor and friend, Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt broke with Taft and the Republican Party to form the Progressive Party in 1912, leading to Taft's defeat in the general election later that year. Taft went on to serve as a professor of law at Yale University and then as Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court from 1921 until his retirement in 1930. He died in 1930 at the age of 72, leaving behind a legacy as a skilled administrator, diplomat, and jurist who made significant contributions to American history. William Howard Taft's presidency was marked by a number of significant accomplishments and challenges. During his time in office, Taft pursued a progressive agenda that focused on improving the lives of everyday Americans and promoting U.S. interests abroad. One of Taft's major accomplishments as president was his role in expanding the Postal Service. Under his leadership, the Postal Service was modernized and expanded to include new services like parcel post and rural free delivery. Taft also created the Department of Labor, which was tasked with promoting the welfare of American workers and improving working conditions across the country. Taft was also a strong advocate of antitrust laws, and he made a concerted effort to enforce these laws during his presidency. He brought a number of high-profile antitrust cases against big corporations like Standard Oil and U.S. Steel, and he successfully broke up several large trusts that were deemed to be in violation of the law. In terms of foreign policy, Taft pursued a policy of dollar diplomacy, which involved using American economic power to promote U.S. interests abroad. He focused on expanding U.S. trade and investment in Latin America and Asia, and he was particularly involved in the construction of the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal was a major point of controversy during Taft's presidency. The project had been started by Theodore Roosevelt, and Taft was tasked with overseeing its completion. However, the project was beset by a number of challenges, including financial difficulties and conflicts with the Colombian government. Ultimately, the Panama Canal was completed in 1914, but it was a costly and controversial undertaking that had significant implications for U.S. foreign policy. Despite these accomplishments, Taft's presidency was also marked by a number of challenges and controversies. He struggled to maintain his popularity with the American people, and he faced significant opposition from his former friend and mentor, Theodore Roosevelt. The split between the two men ultimately led to Roosevelt forming the Progressive Party and running against Taft in the 1912 presidential election, which Taft ultimately lost. Overall, Taft's presidency was a mixed bag of successes and challenges. While he made significant contributions to American history through his efforts to expand the Postal Service, create the Department of Labor, and enforce antitrust laws, his foreign policy and handling of the Panama Canal controversy were more contentious and divisive. In addition to his presidency and political career, William Howard Taft had a rich personal life that was marked by his marriage, his hobbies and interests, and his struggles with weight. Taft was married to Helen Herron Taft, who he had met while they were both attending a dance at the home of a mutual friend. They were married in 1886 and went on to have 3 children together: Robert, Helen, and Charles. Taft was known for his love of golf, and he often played the sport during his presidency and beyond. In fact, he was the first president to regularly play golf, and he even had a small putting green installed at the White House. After his presidency, Taft became a professor of law at Yale University and then served as Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, where he continued to play golf in his free time. However, Taft's love of food and his struggles with weight were also well known. He weighed over 300 pounds during his presidency, and he often faced criticism for his size. Taft's weight also had a significant impact on his health, and he suffered from a number of health problems during his lifetime, including sleep apnea, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Despite his struggles with weight, Taft was known for his good humor and his ability to poke fun at himself. He once famously quipped, "I am built for comfort, not for speed," and he even had a custom bathtub installed in the White House that was big enough to accommodate his size. Overall, Taft's personal life was marked by his deep love for his family, his passion for golf, and his struggles with weight and health. While these aspects of his life were often the subject of scrutiny and criticism, Taft remained a beloved figure in American history, known for his intelligence, integrity, and sense of humor. William Howard Taft's legacy as a president and public figure is complex and multifaceted. While his presidency was marked by significant challenges and controversies, Taft left a lasting impact on American history through his work as a Supreme Court justice and his efforts to promote world peace. As a Supreme Court justice, Taft helped to shape the legal system of the United States for decades to come. He was known for his adherence to the Constitution and his commitment to impartiality, and he was widely respected for his legal expertise and his ability to bring a sense of order to the court. Taft was also a strong advocate of international peace and cooperation. In 1915, he helped to found the League to Enforce Peace, an organization that aimed to prevent future wars by promoting diplomacy and peaceful conflict resolution. While the League ultimately failed to prevent World War I, it set the stage for later efforts to promote world peace through organizations like the United Nations. Taft's influence on future presidents and political leaders was also significant. He was a mentor to Theodore Roosevelt, who he served under as Secretary of War before succeeding him as president. Taft's focus on progressive reform and his commitment to antitrust laws helped to shape the policies of later presidents, including Franklin D. Roosevelt and his New Deal programs. Overall, William Howard Taft's legacy is a complex and multifaceted one. While his presidency was marked by challenges and controversies, his impact on the legal system, his efforts to promote world peace, and his influence on future political leaders have cemented his place in American history as a respected and important figure. In conclusion, William Howard Taft was a significant figure in American history, both as a president and as a Supreme Court justice. Throughout his life, Taft worked to promote progress and reform in the United States, and he was deeply committed to international peace and cooperation. Taft's contributions to American history are numerous, from his role in expanding the Postal Service and creating the Department of Labor, to his efforts to enforce antitrust laws and promote world peace. His influence on future political leaders and his impact on the legal system have also left an indelible mark on American history. We encourage viewers to learn more about Taft and his accomplishments, and to explore the rich legacy that he left behind. As we reflect on Taft's life and legacy, we are reminded of the importance of leadership, integrity, and a commitment to progress in shaping the future of our country and the world. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it informative, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future.